All right, Adam, so I want to give you a little update video on Cozmo out here in the dark. Cozmo, here. Cozmo seems to do his best late in the evening when the heat's broke and it's not so humid out. In the mornings, it's so humid right away. In the evening, it's a little bit drier, and he seems to not pant real heavy. So that seems to be helping him out. So I apologize for shooting this in the dark. Maybe a little hard to see, but it'll kind of give you an idea where Cozmo's at. Bottom line is, I'm still very happy with Cozmo. We're still making solid progress. We really hit a good spot where he's really starting to kind of see this stuff come together. I'm throwing a lot at him. We're doing now fetching with an actual plastic bumper. We're fetching, the pressure is 95% coming from the e-collar, no longer coming from ear pinch. So we're progressing through those future stages. What we do primarily is we use the e-collar to provide the initial pressure. If we need to follow it up, then we go to the ear pinch. Cozmo is quite sensitive. He's low pressure dog, which is nice. That means you don't ever have to worry about really crushing him, really coming down on him. He's a pretty good team player. He's generally pretty compliant. He just needs to continue to see a lot of reps to kind of get this mechanic really polished up. But all in all, it's coming along. So what we want him to do is we want him to be able to fetch on command. So what I'm going to do is when I say fetch every time in this video, I'm pushing the nick button, which is a low stem that he can feel, but not like, ah! Right? It's a low 2 on this collar, right? So what I want to do is I want to put the bumper in front of him. What was that? Burp. Fetch. Good. Good boy. Good. Cozmo here. Sit. Heel. Sit. Give. Good boy. Now, Cozmo did several things there very well. First off, he has an immediate natural grab to reach out and grab the bumper. This is great. That makes life easy. He does that very well. We continue to use e-collar stem while he's doing this at the beginning because we want to pair that nick on the collar to pick the thing up. He also does a nice job. You'll notice there's no leash. He's doing this completely off lead, so that's sort of really big boy obedient stuff. And he's doing it, the bumper, the e-collar off lead. We're really kind of taking the training wheels off quickly, and he's kind of putting this all together. I'm still seeing him make some mistakes, but all of his mistakes are simply because he isn't totally sure what we want, and we haven't really solidified that mechanic. He's certainly not the dog who's difficult. He doesn't blow me off. He isn't hard to get along with or anything like that. So the first thing I want him to do is to just grab the bumper off of collar pressure. Now what we do, the next step is I'll show you, we're transitioning him to picking up off the ground with the e-collar pressure. So I'm going to take the bumper, and I'm going to get his attention with it, and we're going to go all the way to the ground, and then nick fetch. Right here. Come on, right here. Fetch. Good. Heel. Sit. Cozmo. Here. Sit. Heel. Sit. I want to be able to talk to him. I want to be able to touch him. Give before we have that release command. So that solidifies the idea in his head. Don't drop it until I'm ready for it. Right? And he does that quite nicely. Again, he's a good team player. Every once in a while he gives me a drop and we immediately correct with, usually we go straight to ear pressure and collar nick at the same time so that it's that's an infraction. So we want him to know not to do that. But all in all, that's working very well. So what we're going to do then is we're going to see then, of course, as we got it on the ground, then I'm going to start setting it further and further away so that the mechanic comes to go out and grab it, go out and grab it, go out and grab it. And we do this over and over and over and over. Now, this has actually already started to work into his delivery to hand just with playing with fun bumpers. He sits here really nice. He's such a good obedient dog. But if we start to get him riled up, you'll see that he loves, like you said, he loves to retreat. You want to go get one? You want to go get one? Huh? Here you go. So we give him a toss, he runs off like a rocket. Let's see how well he brings it back here. Good boy, here. Good. Good boy. Boy, here. Good. Heel. Sit. Yeah. Good dog. So we see that the idea is we want him to take that mechanic and then start to apply it to actual retrieving. Cozmo does this very naturally, which is great. That's super helpful. Some dogs struggle making that connection. He's like, okay. You know, he loves it. So all in all, I'm very happy with him. I feel like he's working well with me. He accepts the training well. For only being 6 weeks into it, having him delivering to hand and getting force fetch most of the way done. We've shot over him. He picks up birds. Like that's a great start. Still got a ways to go on sort of getting him consistent and really polishing it so that he understands how to put it all together. But all in all, I'm very happy with his progress so far.